The traditional belief posits a direct link between hard work and wealth accumulation. This principle is often conveyed through motivational imagery and cultural narratives. It suggests a linear relationship. Increased effort leads to greater financial prosperity. This concept forms a foundational principle in many societies. It shapes societal expectations regarding career paths and personal finance. The belief implies that financial success is primarily a result of individual diligence. The belief that individual effort guarantees upward mobility is increasingly challenged. This conventional wisdom is now seen by some as a falsehood or a tool, benefiting systemic structures. A significant shift in economic realities suggests a disconnect between effort and reward. Current conditions indicate that individual hard work may no longer assure economic advancement. Inflation represents a sustained increase in the general price level of goods and services in an economy. This economic phenomenon is often visualized through graphical representations, showing an upward trend over time. A key consequence of inflation is the erosion of currency's purchasing power. As prices rise, each unit of currency buys fewer goods and services than before. This directly diminishes the real value of wages, meaning earnings buy less despite nominal increases. Inflation also impacts savings, making wealth accumulation through traditional methods more challenging. Normalized poverty describes a state where persistent economic hardship becomes an accepted social condition. This concept highlights how widespread financial struggle is no longer seen as an anomaly. Instead, it is integrated into the perceived normal functioning of society. Societal structures and norms adapt to the presence of poverty, rather than actively alleviating it. This adaptation can make economic hardship appear as a natural or inevitable state. The normalization of poverty suggests a failure to address root causes effectively. Cryptocurrency emerged with a foundational promise of financial freedom. A core aspiration was to establish a decentralized financial system. This system aimed to empower individuals by removing intermediaries. It sought to bypass traditional financial institutions and their controls. The vision offered a new paradigm for economic interaction and individual autonomy. Cryptocurrency transactions are often perceived as offering complete anonymity and freedom. However, the underlying blockchain technology ensures that all transactions are fully traceable and transparent. Every transaction is permanently recorded and publicly viewable on the distributed ledger. This inherent transparency means that, despite decentralization, every action can be monitored. This creates a paradox where perceived freedom can lead to a different form of control or exposure. Cryptocurrency has seen widespread adoption globally, attracting diverse participants. Despite this growth, a significant portion of crypto wealth remains concentrated. A small minority of holders control the majority of assets within the ecosystem. This concentration extends to influence over project development and governance. The pattern suggests that wealth disparity persists even in decentralized systems. The new financial system has not fundamentally altered traditional wealth distribution. Artificial intelligence, AI, is widely promoted for its ability to enhance efficiency. It is also highlighted as a key driver for increased productivity across industries. This reflects a common narrative, positioning AI as a transformative technology. AI is believed to streamline processes and optimize operational workflows. Ultimately, AI is expected to significantly boost economic output across various sectors. AI automation is leading to the displacement of millions of workers across various industries. This phenomenon is a direct consequence of efficiency gains driven by artificial intelligence technologies. Tasks previously performed by human labor are now being automated, rendering human workers redundant. The increasing adoption of AI systems significantly reduces the need for manual and routine workforces. This displacement contributes to widespread unemployment for a substantial portion of the workforce. The result is increased economic insecurity for many individuals whose jobs are replaced by AI. The traditional path of accumulating significant wealth solely through a salary faces increasing scrutiny. The efficacy of conventional employment as a primary means for wealth building is being questioned. Prevailing economic conditions present significant hurdles to salary-based wealth growth. Inflation erodes purchasing power, diminishing the real value of earned income over time. Automation impacts job markets and wage growth, further challenging traditional wealth accumulation strategies. Belief in salary-based wealth accumulation indicates an individual's acceptance of the existing economic system. This acceptance suggests a form of ideological conditioning by systemic narratives. Individuals internalize these narratives, often despite contradictory evidence. This perpetuates adherence to potentially outdated economic models and beliefs. The middle class, traditionally a distinct socioeconomic entity, is undergoing a process of dissolution. This trend signifies a significant societal shift in economic stratification. The traditional buffer between the wealthy and the poor is diminishing. This erosion leads to a more polarized economic structure within society. The concept of a stable, broad middle-income group is becoming less defined. Proximity to capital is an emerging pathway for economic advantage. Individuals gain through direct association with wealth-generating assets. This includes direct ownership or significant investment opportunities. Access to resources and investment is a primary determinant of economic success. In the digital age, individuals' personal information and online activities are transformed into data. This data becomes a commodified resource, holding significant economic value. Individuals contribute to the digital economy primarily as producers of this valuable data. They do not typically own the data they generate. Rather, it is collected and utilized by others. This process allows other entities to monetize the aggregated data, creating a new economic model. The concept of work is reframed not as a path to advancement, but as a means to finance a delayed decline. This perspective suggests employment merely postpones inevitable economic hardship for many individuals. It implies that work does not lead to upward mobility or financial security for a significant portion of the workforce. Instead, it serves as a temporary buffer against an eventual downturn in economic well-being. The question of systemic collapse prompts a critical examination of current structures. It invites scrutiny into the fundamental frameworks governing contemporary society. This includes underlying assumptions that shape economic and social life. The inquiry necessitates a reevaluation of their inherent stability. It also assesses the overall efficacy of these established systems. A provocative question asks if the current system has always been a form of slavery. This query draws a parallel between modern economic conditions and historical servitude. It suggests that underlying power dynamics have remained consistent over time. The core argument is that these dynamics have merely evolved in their form. This perspective implies a continuous thread of control, adapting to new societal structures. Economic polarization illustrates the growing disparity in wealth and income within a society. It visually represents a stark division between different socioeconomic segments. This phenomenon highlights a small, affluent group at one end of the economic spectrum. Conversely, it shows a large, struggling majority at the other end. The metaphor emphasizes the concentration of resources and opportunities among the wealthy. The concept of diminished returns on labor describes a point where increasing effort yields proportionally smaller rewards. Initially, additional labor input leads to significant increases in output or value. However, beyond a certain threshold, each subsequent unit of labor contributes less to the overall outcome. This principle suggests that traditional work, solely based on increased effort, can become inefficient. It highlights the challenge of escaping poverty or achieving substantial wealth through labor alone in the current economic climate. Data has emerged as a critical asset, increasingly functioning as a form of currency in the modern economy. This phenomenon highlights the growing significance of information in shaping economic outcomes and power dynamics. Personal information, including demographics and preferences, holds substantial value for businesses. Digital footprints, generated through online activities, provide insights into consumer behavior. Online interactions, such as social media engagement, contribute to a rich dataset for analysis. These aggregated data points have become valuable commodities, influencing market strategies and economic trends. Automation, a key aspect of technological advancement, is transforming industries globally. It significantly boosts productivity by streamlining processes and reducing operational costs. However, this efficiency often comes at the cost of human employment. Automation can displace workers, leading to job losses in various sectors. This displacement can exacerbate social inequalities, impacting economic stability for many. Thus, automation presents a complex challenge, balancing efficiency gains with societal impacts. Social safety nets are systems designed to protect individuals from economic hardship. These nets include unemployment benefits, healthcare, and social assistance programs. However, many social safety nets are currently weakening or proving inadequate. This erosion occurs amidst widespread economic precarity, increasing vulnerability. Traditional support systems struggle to adapt to evolving work and wealth distribution. Consequently, individuals face heightened risks when these crucial support structures fail. The capital data nexus illustrates the intertwined relationship between financial capital and digital data. Entities possessing capital leverage data as a resource for further accumulation and economic growth. Conversely, individuals or entities without significant capital primarily contribute data to this system. This dynamic creates a new economic divide, reinforcing existing inequalities through data utilization. Traditional success metrics may not accurately reflect true economic well-being. Conventional markers of achievement often fail to capture societal progress comprehensively. A re-evaluation of these metrics is necessary to understand broader impacts. This encourages a fundamental shift in perspective regarding what constitutes success. A critical examination of the economic system's fundamental nature is imperative. This inquiry necessitates questioning established norms and structures. The goal is to ascertain if these systems serve collective well-being, or if they perpetuate existing inequalities within society.